The program is entitled Recharging Your Patients, with Lisa Kangany and Susan Peterson from the Purdue Extension Services. We are both health and human sciences educators. Lisa is in Boone County, and I am in Susan Peterson, and I am in Hamilton County. The suggestions on way to recharge are listed in the chat box, so we can see that discussion that we went through. Establishing routines, staying connected with family and friends, exercise, going outside, adjusting expectations.
You can download this for free and get some of those, some of that information. And the second one, it says My Life. And this used to be titled Stop, Breathe, and Think. So if anyone is familiar with these apps, you might know it from that name. And it had a recent name change. And this is an app for learning how to meditate. And this has 30 free sessions on it that you can get obviously for free, or you can also upgrade for a charge. And there's additional apps, different meditations on there as well. Then the last one I wanted to mention is the Smiling Mind. And this has 100 meditations on it, on this app, and they range from 5 to 15 minutes, all the way up to 45 minutes in length. So these, and this is also a free app. So this would be a good one if you're just getting started with mindfulness or meditation, to try some of these shorter meditations and see how you do with those, or just throughout the day. If you need to take a little bit of break to kind of recharge your patience and to take a little breather from work or family or whatever, you could do one of these 5-minute meditations just to kind of reset and get refocused.
Okay, so the next one when we're looking at recharging is alone time. And that's really, it was brought up in the chat box, finding time to be alone, just to kind of decompress about your day, family demands, even decompressing about, the separation that you might have right now from family and friends. And the other is to find some quiet time, for whether that's prayer, meditation, or journaling. I early on thought, I feel like we're in kind of a part of history that I should be writing stuff down. And I found this journal that someone had given me and I had saved, which I ended up using for a notepad for meetings as things kind of got crazy and I didn't do a good job. And now I find I can't hardly remember which day we actually started some of this stuff. So I've tried to go back in my calendar, but trying to just find some time to share what you're feeling. The mindfulness things that Lisa gave us are all really good things to start and try. It just kind of helps us recharge ourselves. Those are apps you can put on your phone. But if you're not a person who likes to do that, then just find some place to write. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just simply be a notepad. It can be small, it can be large, it can be in your calendar. That just thinking of that. The other thing is it's sort of like a gratitude journal. You can do that. We have a gratitude jar in our house. And so for a while each day you write down one thing that you were grateful for and you stick it in the jar. And we've actually done this for a while. Sometimes mom has more things in the jar, but at the end of the year, on New Year's Day, we sit down and look at those and we try to date them. And, so this happened at such and such time. So during this time, look at those kind of things. So it can be even on a slip of paper, whatever it is, and stuffed in a jar, and you can look back at those or however you want to do that. It's really finding that alone time to think about what it is that you're, kind of decompressing and the things that you're grateful for then. Giving yourself a break. And again, we kind of talked about that, giving yourself permission, indulging in something that you enjoy, what helps you relax, and allowing yourself to engage in these activities. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment. That's gardening, If it's taking a walk, if it's being by yourself, it's reading, it's binge watching, a Netflix program, whether it's puzzles or you like to bake. One of my coworkers, they really like to bake. And so she said, but there was an issue with that because I was baking so much because it's a stress reliever. So she started baking and then, delivering some baked goods to people's porches, just because that was a reach, something she was doing because she just couldn't eat all the things she was baking, quite honestly. So, giving yourself a break to do the things that you enjoy, whatever it does, one is not better than the other.
Okay, so now we want to talk about pets. It says pet your stress away. So if you can go ahead and, there you go. So the studies have shown, and in research that they have done in people with their pets, many people have different types of pets, but it says if you spend 10 minutes a day playing or interacting with your pet, it can reduce the stress hormone cortisol. And it can help lower blood pressure, it can help with anxiety, and also help with loneliness. So just spending time with your pet can be very helpful to you. Another benefit, if you have, say, a dog and you're going out for a walk, that's a benefit for your dog and also for you to get out and exercise. So if you take that break, kind of boost your mood, it can increase your patience in that way as well. Then the last tip that we have to share, this one is on laughter. And as we all know, laughter is the best medicine for our health. We've heard that for a long time. Laughter is very helpful. It helps to reduce physical tension. It helps to reduce stress. It has been shown to reduce physical pain. And it increases personal satisfaction and helps to lighten the mood. So it helps you with a lot of things. So if you're able to look at the good in something or the funny in something, it can really help with your patience. So instead of trying to always look at the negative, try and lighten the situation and find the humor in a situation, and that can be very helpful with just recharging your patience. So, okay, you want to,
Lisa, one thing that someone shared with me, sometimes they just do a search on their computer for, funny movie clips. And a lot of times, like I Love Lucy come up, and it's a short clip. And then before long, it changes their whole mood because they're, watching and they're just laughing. And so not just even finding those things around you. If you're thinking, I haven't laughed enough today, find something that, would make you laugh and do a search, and it's probably on YouTube.
right. Yeah, that's a good example to find things that can just take a break and have a good laugh. That's very beneficial. So we want to know, and I think a few people shared, but maybe you've thought of something different or something that we have talked about that you would like to try. So if you don't mind putting in the chat box, what are some ways that you like to recharge? So we'll have a little discussion on that if people don't mind sharing some of their thoughts. So it says calling their mom, that's good. Doing a craft, having discussions, taking walks along with my family, crocheting. Those are always good things to do to keep your mind active and things. Spending time with friends, either virtually or chat on social distance in the yard, and that's always good. We are so lucky, I think, with all this situation that we do have the ability to text people or to have a Zoom call or to do those kinds of things. That can be very helpful for all of us. Reading short stories. So that would be a good way to just to escape for a while, reading a favorite book. If you have a favorite book or a favorite author, to do some reading that can help you to recharge and just to do the things. One of the things that we've talked about is just doing those things that you enjoy doing. this slide also has the publication. This is a Purdue Extension publication where most of our research is from, and this is a new publication that Extension put out. And here's the information is on here that you can go to the Extension, Purdue Extension education store, and you can download this publication so that you could use it. You could come back to it later to look at the tips again that we have shared, or you can also just share this information with other friends or families. And this is, again, a free publication that you're able to download at our education store. So to kind of finish up, I wanted to share a couple quotes with you. The first one, if we go back one, there you go. It says, "My patience dies faster than my phone battery." So hopefully this is something that you don't have that situation, but if you do, then hopefully our time together this afternoon has given you some ways that maybe you can increase your patience so that you don't feel that you're running out of patience quite a bit. And then our last little quote is, "Patience is the ability to count down before you blast off." And I'm sure we've all heard that. You remember hearing, we count to 10, take a deep breath. That kind of thing is going to help us with our patience, so we can be more patient with people around us, with ourselves, with our family members, just the whole situation that we are living in right now. Patience is going to help to get us through that. So with that, this is our information as to what we used for our information. So if anyone has anything else they would like to add in the chat box, we're happy to stay on for another minute or two, but we do appreciate everybody's time and we appreciate your participation in our discussion.
And if you could list anything in the chat box that was helpful for you today with this presentation, we would appreciate that very much as well. Any new ideas that maybe, or something that's, maybe it's not a new idea, but a reminder and a takeaway that for you as we kind of talk through this. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.